Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are jumping headfirst into the world of mobile commerce, or as you'll hear it called, m-commerce. We're going to pull back the curtain on how those incredibly slick shopping apps you use pretty much every day, the ones that let you order anything from a pizza to a new pair of sneakers, are actually built from the ground up.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the basics, what m-commerce actually is. Then we'll get into why it's just dominating the retail world. After that, we'll take you on the whole journey, from a simple idea to a published app. We'll peek under the hood at the tech, and we'll wrap up by talking about what it takes to find the right people to build these things.
So, let's kick things off with Section 1, Shopping in your Pocket. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty of how these apps are made, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what we're even talking about.
I want you to just think about that for a second. Seriously, when was it? This morning when you ordered coffee? Last night? Chances are it was pretty recent. For most of us, buying stuff on our phones is just normal. It's the perfect example of how m-commerce isn't some futuristic idea. It's completely woven into the fabric of our lives.
So what's the textbook definition? Well, m-commerce development is just the whole process of creating the apps and the platforms that let us all buy and sell stuff right from our phones or tablets. It's literally about taking an entire store with all its aisles and products and putting it right in the palm of your hand.
So what's the secret sauce here? What makes m-commerce so incredibly powerful? Well, it really boils down to these four things. First, it's always on. Your store is open 24/7 right there in someone's pocket. Then you've got these seamless integrated payment systems that make checking out ridiculously easy. The whole experience is also super personal because the apps learn what you like. And for the businesses, they get instant data on everything, which gives them amazing insights into what we, the customers, are doing.
Okay, on to our next section. We know what it is, but why has it completely taken over retail? Why are companies pouring millions of dollars into building these mobile-first experiences? Let's talk about the mobile advantage.
And this slide right here? This is the whole point. The shift to mobile wasn't just about shrinking a website to fit a tiny screen. No way. It was a complete, fundamental change in how we behave as consumers, a change that's all about speed, convenience, and having everything right now.
This table lays it all out, crystal clear. Just look at accessibility. M-commerce is literally anywhere, anytime. Traditional websites, you're usually tied to a desk. The user experience on mobile is designed for your fingers, for quick taps and swipes. It's faster, too, because apps can store data right on your phone. And the personalization in payments? Things like one-tap checkout with Apple Pay or Face ID, they're just worlds ahead of typing in your credit card number on a website.
So what does all that mean for a business? Well, it's a massive competitive advantage. You're reaching more people, for starters. You're getting them to check out faster, which means fewer abandoned carts. You can engage with them directly through things like push notifications, which builds loyalty. It all works together to create this amazing feedback loop that just flat out boosts sales.
Okay, we've nailed the what and the why. Now let's get to the how. How does a spark of an idea for a new shopping app turn into a real working product that you can actually download? Well, it's not magic, it's a super structured 9-step journey.
Everything starts with building a rock-solid foundation. Step 1, discovery, is arguably the most important. You have to figure out the why behind the app. Then comes planning, where you create the blueprint. After that, design, where you make interactive prototypes so you can see and feel how the app will work. Next up is building the MVP, or minimal viable product. Think of it as the most basic, bare-bones version of the app that you can give to real users to test. And finally, you have to build the back end. That's the server, the database, basically the entire brain of the operation.
Once that foundation is in place, it's time to build and launch. Step 6, security, is absolutely non-negotiable. We're talking about protecting user data and payment info. Step 7 is integration, or you plug in all the other tools you need, like for analytics or customer service. Then you get to one of the most critical stages, testing. This means trying to break the app in every way imaginable on every device possible to find and squash all the bugs. And finally, step 9, the launch. You get the app out into the world. But here's the thing, the work never really stops. It's a constant cycle of monitoring, getting feedback, and making it better.
So, what's actually under the hood? What's powering all of this? Behind every easy tap and smooth swipe, there's a really complex web of technology. Let's take a quick look at the engine that makes it all go.
Every app is built on what's called a tech stack. It's just all the different technologies layered on top of each other. The front end is everything you see and touch. The back end is the engine room, the servers and logic you never see. Then you need a database to store all the information, and all of this runs on the cloud, and it all has to be incredibly secure, especially around payments. Putting this whole puzzle together requires a team with a ton of different skills.
Which brings us perfectly to our final section. Given how complex this all is, who actually puts these things together? Let's talk about the architects of m-commerce, the development partners.
So if you wanted to build an app tomorrow, what would you look for? First, you need someone with proven expertise in this specific area. M-commerce is its own beast. You also need a partner who is obsessed with user experience, because a confusing app is a deleted app. They have to be able to build something that can scale, so it doesn't crash the second it gets popular. And of course, you need a team that can move fast and communicates clearly every step of the way.
And just to give you some perspective on the scale we're talking about here, check out this number. Over 2,500. That's the number of projects a single established development firm might deliver. This isn't a small-time operation. It's a massive, highly specialized industry that is powering a huge chunk of the global economy. And that pretty much brings us to the end. We've gone from what m-commerce is, to why it's so important, to the incredibly detailed process of actually building these apps. At the end of the day, it's this amazing blend of smart business, beautiful design, and some seriously powerful tech. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. As this technology gets even smarter and faster, what's next? What's the next everyday convenience that's being built right now that, in a few years, we won't be able to imagine our lives without?